All right, recording is going. Let me mute everybody. All right, you're on.
We are in the bottom of Daf Lamed Amud Beis, the bottom line. So now we're continuing with the Agaritas that we discussed. So Taner Rabbanan Lielam Yehi Adam Anavasan Kehillel Ve'al Yeh Captain Kashamai. A person should always be an anav, right? He should be humble, like that of Hillel, and not necessarily be a captain, right? Be so stern and strict like Shammai. So one time there's ma'aseh with two people. Shemiru zed zeh, right? They made a bet with one another. They made a 400 zuz bet. Amru kol mi she'elech v'yankidas Hillel yitol dal mea zuz. Whoever goes ahead and upsets Hillel, he should go ahead and he'll take $400 from the pot. Now, each put $400 in, huh? Right. If you trigger Hillel, then you can take 400 zuz. So I'm going to go ahead and upset him. So that day was Erev Shabbos. Hillel chafef es roisha, and Hillel was washing his hair, getting ready for Shabbos. Halach v'yar Pesach. Basically, he went to his house. Omar mikan Hillel. Is there a Hillel here? So Hillel got dressed, right? He went out to greet him. My son, right? What are you requesting? I have a question. So Amar le, shal b'ni shal, ask of me, my son. So why are the heads of the Babylonians, are they rounded? Why are they funny shaped? So Amar le, b'ni shela gedola shalta. Right, my son, you've asked a good question. Because they don't have good midwives. I guess they don't have good midwives, and when they assist with the birth, then they have funny shaped heads. So he waited an hour. So Hillel went back up, started rewashing his hair again. He waited an hour. He said, "Of there, yelled out? Is there a Hillel here? Is there a Hillel here?" So once again, Hillel got dressed. He came out to greet him. Amarlo, Bani, Matam Vakish, my son, what are you asking? Amarle, Shela Yeshli Lishal, I have a question. So Amarle, Shal Bani Shal, ask my son. So we pay Ma Eneam Shal Tarmudian Tarutois. Why are the eyes of the Tarmudian? Why are they rounded? Why are they small and rounded? So Amarle, Bani Shela Gedola Shal. It's a good question. Mipnei should Darin Ben Acholois, because they live in sandy areas. They live in sanded areas, and therefore, their eyes, I guess, are smaller, so not they have sand. So halach v'himtim shachas. Once again, he waited an hour. Chazav yamar mikan Hillel yelled out, "Is there a Hillel here?" He went on. I guess he got dressed once again. Amarle b'ni matam b'vakesh. My son, what was it you need? Amarle sheila yesh lishol. I have an important question. So Amarle shal b'ni shal, ask my son. Mipnei ma ragleim shal afrikayim rechavos. Why are the feet, or the feet of the Africans, right? Why are they wide? So it's a good question. Because they live amongst the marsh, amongst the water areas. So it's, I guess, in order for them to be able to walk amongst the the marshes better. So he says, "Oh, I have many questions to ask, but I'm scared I'm going to anger you." So he got dressed. He sat in front of him. Whatever questions you have, please ask. Are you the Hillel they call, who is the Nasi of Israel? He says, yes. If you're him, there should not be many like you in Israel. So why are you saying this? So because you lost me 400 zuz, right? I had a bet, and 400 you lost me. So Havi Zahir Barucha. As he says, you should always be careful with your nature, with your mood, right? So Kadayu Hillel Shatavi Al Yado Al Dalmei Zuz. The Dalmei Zuz. In other words, it's better, right, that you should lose your 400 zuz, not only not gain 400 zuz, but you should have to pay 400 zuz, the Hillel Yakban, and better than Hillel become angry. So in other words, he's teaching a point that, yes, by all means, a person should try and be, even Steven and not get too upset by things, and it's kedai for you to lose money on that, and for me not to be angry. So tell about him further. So one time there was a Nachri who came in front of a Shammai. He says, "How many Torahs are there?" So Amarloi Shtayim. There's two of them. Torah Shevachsav, Torah Shalpeh. One is the written Torah, one is the oral Torah. So Amarloi Shevachsav ani mamincha, v'Shalpeh ani mamincha. I believe you, because I've seen the Torah Shebachsav, and I've seen that. But however, when it comes to Torah Shebapeh, that I do not believe you. Geirani Almanashi Talmudeni Torah Shebachsav. Convert me on the condition that you teach me only the Torah Shebachsav and not the Torah Shebapeh, because that's the one I believe in. So Garba v'Haitzia b'Nazifa. So Shammai sort of grunted at him and yelled at him and says, "Get out of here!" Right? He had he shoot him away. So Balifnei Hillel came for Hillel. So he said. So he said, okay, and he converted him. So Yemikama, Amarle, Aleph Beis Gimel Dalet. On the first day, he taught him the Aleph Beis. Lamachar on the day 2, Apichle, he taught him the opposite order from Tuf, right, to Shin, Reish, Kuf, right, going backwards. So Amarle, what do you mean? Yesterday you taught me differently. Yesterday you taught me the first letter was Aleph, then Beis, and today you tell me, Tuf, then Reish, or then Shin, then Reish. What's going on here? So I'm like, what? Are you not relying upon me, right? From my Masorah to you. So too, you should rely on the Masorah when it comes to not just the Torah Shebachsav, but also the Torah Shebapeh. So Shuv Ma'aseh ben Achri Echad Shabal Lifnei Shammai Amarle Girani Almanashu Tanin Kol Torah Kula Kshani Oid Meid Al Regel Achas. This another Ma'aseh when Nachri came in front of Shammai and he said, convert me on the condition that you teach me all the Torah while I stand on one leg. So Dachvu Ba'amas Habinyan Shabiyodos. He pushed him away with the ruler in his hand, the measuring stick in his hand. And Balifnei Hillel, he came before Hillel. Geira, and he converted him. Samalo. And so what did he tell him? On his one foot, right? Right? That which you hate, you should not do your brother or to your fellow man. And Zahi Kol HaTorah Kula. This is basically the essence of the Torah. V'idach Perushahu Zil Dama. And the rest of it is specifics in terms of this concept. But the Torah concept really is that which you hate, do not do to your fellow man, and everything else is really details. Now go learn those details. That's the Kol Torah Kula. And Shuv Ma'aseh ben Achri Echad Shaya Iver Achrei Beis Hamedrash V'Shama Kol Sofer. So another time there's a Ma'aseh ben Achri Echad who was walking behind a Beis Medrash and he heard the voice of a sofer breathing out. Shaya Imer Veilu HaBegadim Asher Yasu Chayshin V'Ephod. And these are the fine begadim that are made for the Kohen Gadol, the Chayshin, the Ephod, the different parts of the breastplate. Amar Lami. So he says, the Nachri said, who gets to wear these fine clothes? So Amar Lo Kohen Gadol. It's for the Kohen Gadol. He said, okay, I have an idea. I want to wear these clothes, so I'm going to go ahead and convert on the condition that they make me Kohen Gadol. So Balifnei Shammai came before Shammai. So what happened? So Amarle Gerani Almanashi Tishmeni Kohen Gadol. So go ahead. I want to convert me on the condition basically that I'm going to become the Kohen Gadol. So Dachvu Be'amas Habinyam Shabiyada. Once then Hillel pushed him away with like the ruler or the measuring stick in his hand, the yardstick. And Balifnei Hillel, I came before Hillel and Geira, and he go ahead and he converted them. So Amarle Klum Ma'amidim Melech Elamishe Dea Taxise Malachus. He says, but however, you should just know that someone can't become a king if they don't learn the rules of becoming a king, right? Who was it? Not Prince William. Who was the one who just got married that he left, right? Harry, right? So they learned all the rules of the Malchus, and they decided they didn't want it. So he says, so who has to become a king? So you have to go ahead and learn it. Malchus, go ahead and learn about the kahuna. So halach the kara. So he went ahead and he looked into the matter. Kevan shegia v'hazar hakara yumas. But he got to the pasuk. He said, "V'zar, the stranger, the non-kohen, who offers, he shall die." So Amar lei. So he said, "Mikra zeh al minemar." So he says, "Who is this said about?" So he says, "Amar lei afilu David Melech Yisrael, even David Melech Yisrael." Right. Now, all right. So even David Melech, right? He can't become a kohen gadol because he's not from Sheva Levi. So now let's say ger kavachemer b'yatza. So the ger made a kavachemer. It says ma yisol shenikra banim l'makoy mitoch chava shavam karlehem b'ni b'chari Yisrael. That b'nei Yisrael, which is very dear and precious, that Kodesh Baruch and he loves them. He calls them, his bechor ksiv aleim, and it says about them hazara karva yumas. The zara, the string amongst them. If he goes ahead and offers, he will die. So ger hakal shabab mekal v'tarbim lachas kamacham. So a ger who comes from another nation, right? Who comes from nothingness, right? Comes basically with a stick in his hand. Certainly that person cannot go ahead and be the Kohen Gadol, right? So Balifnei Shammai, he came back before Shammai, back again in front of Shammai after making this Tavachamer. Amalei Klum Royani Liyos Kohen Gadol V'Aloiksi B'Torah V'Hazar Karav Yumas. So he said to him, right, I wasn't fit to be Kohen Gadol anyways, because the Torah said, right, that written in the Torah that a non-Kohen cannot become, if he offers, he'll die. And Balifnei Hillel, and he came for Hillel, so Amarlei, he said to Hillel, because of the nivus of Hillel, right, you should have many brachas upon your head, because you have made me closer under the kanfei Shechina. And the Yamim Nizdavagu Shleishtem Lamakom Echad. Later on, these three people, we just told three ma'asim with the Nachri, one to each on 1 foot, one with the Kohen Gadol, and the one in the case of not the one with the bed. Oh, when there's two Torahs, right? Torah Shebachsav, Torah Shalpeh. All three times Shammai pushed him away. All three times Hillel brought him in, and it was Megayer them. So Amru. Right, the sternness of Shammai was really, he wanted to remove us from this world. However, Shel Hillel Karvanu Tachas Kanfei Shechina. The Anivus of Hillel, but he was the one who brought us close under the Kanfei Shechina. Fine, 2 dots. So Amar Reish Lakish, what's the pasuk mean? So the pasuk, where is this pasuk? Daled pasuk in Yeshaya. So the pasuk says over there, V'haya. So Amunas is it Itcha or Itecha, right? Itecha, right? So Itecha Chaysen Yeshua's Chachmas V'das. So the pasuk over there says, right? Then this it says over there the Haya Amunas Itecha, right? Which is the stability of your time. Chaysen Yeshua's, right? Chaysen Yeshua's the strength of Yeshua, your salvation. Chachma V'das. So each of these refer to something else. So what does this pasuk mean? Right, so the pasuk means emunas is a seder zraim. It refers to the Shisha Sidra Mishnah. Right, each one is a separate. So emunas is a seder zraim. That refers to zraim. Itecha is a seder moed. Chaysen is a seder nashim. Yeshua is a seder nezikin. Chachmas is a seder kadshim. V'das is a seder taharas. So these each one refers to a different of the Shisha Sidra Mishnah. Right, and these cases, right, each one refers to that a person goes over there that he should do that, and then it says vafilu hachi. Nevertheless, and the pasuk says even a person learns all of Shas, yiras Hashem hi oitzer, right? Yiras Hashem, that is what Hashem, Hashem wants of us. So now, even though a person can go ahead and learn Gans Shas and he knows it, nevertheless, all Hashem wants is to yiras Hashem, fear of God. And Rabbi says, famous Gemara b'shashim. When a person times after 120, he calls the din amilo. So they say to him, right? So now, and each one of these questions, he's asked 6 questions, right, from in his din, right, and he's asked 6 questions, and each of these 6 questions basically correlate to one of the words. So the first one is amunas. So he says, right? Did you go ahead and conduct business honestly? So then the second one is right? Were you kaveh itim Torah? Did you designate time daily to go ahead and learn Torah? Right? That is referring to itecha. Isakta puravu. So chaysen, the strength. Were you aisei puravu? Sipisa Yeshua. Did you go ahead and did you look towards salvation? Were you looking for the Mashiach to come? Right? Were you learning in Chachma? Right? Were you looking into the matters? And havenes davar mitoch davar. And did you learn one thing from another? In other words, das. Did you have das? In other, were you able to look into matters? And were you ma'ayin in different matters of Torah? The afilu hachi, and nevertheless, even after these 6 questions, and a person, let's say, says no, right? Afilu hachi, yiras Hashem yoitzra in ilo lo. Right? If a person feared Hashem, then he had right. He was God fearing. Then he that is what he will be let in, right? And if it's not, then he will not have a good time up there. And so mashal adam shayim l'shlucha li kichurt kur chitin la'aliyah. It's like a person tells somebody, go ahead and bring this large a kur, or a measurement amount of wheat to my attic. Halach ve'elu lo, and he went ahead and he brought all the kur over there. He brought all the wheat there. Amaloi. So you ravta lo behen kav chumtin. Did you put a little bit of chumtin in there, right? Did you put some preservative in order so that the wheat doesn't go bad? Some they laugh. No, I didn't do it. Some they mutav yimloi halisa, right? It's better that you wouldn't have brought it up there. In other words, even though you did all that effort to bring the wheat there, but it's useless because it's going to go ahead. There's no preservatives there. So to over here, if you go ahead and you learned all this Torah, but you didn't have Yiras Hashem, then it means nothing. And Tana debe Rabbi Yane, Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Shmuel. So me'erev ma'arev adam kav chumtim b'kor shel tvua ve'enu chayshit. Person is allowed to go ahead and add some chumtim into his core of tvua, into his wheat, and it's not tricking the buyer. So no, even though it might add a little bit of weight to the wheat, nevertheless, since it's preservative, therefore it'll be okay. So Amar Rav Bar Huna kol adam sheish l'Torah ve'ein bo. Shemaim don't look either. Shemas lo mavtechas hapanimas v'ametechas achitzonas lo masulas. Like it's like a person who he is Shemaim, but he has Torah, but he doesn't have Shemaim. It's like a person who has, yes, he might have keys to the inner chambers, but he doesn't have key to get into the building. In other words, your key to the safe is useless if you can't get into the room. So too, even though the person has the keys, the treasure, he has the Torah, but if he doesn't have the Shemaim to get in there, then it's useless, right? So how can he go in? So Machris Rabbi Yanai Chaval al Deles Le Darsa V'Tara Le Darsa Avi. So he says over there that it's like a person who he doesn't have a darsa, he doesn't have a courtyard, but he goes ahead and he builds himself a gate. He has a gate, but he has no courtyard to hang the gate. So too, you have your Torah, but you don't have your Shemaim. It's useless. And Amar Rabbi Yehuda Leiber Hakadosh Baruch Hu Salam Al Kadei Sheilu Mufanav. A person like Hakadosh Baruch Hu did not create this world, but only for a person to go ahead and fear him. Shinamar, the pasuk says, "V'Elokim also Sheiru Milafanav." Right? He said over there that HaKadosh Baruch Hu made the world that they should go ahead and fear from him. Rabbi Simon, the Rebbe, Elazar, Havi Yasvi, they were sitting, right? Chaluf v'azur Rabbi Yaakov Barachas. And then Rabbi Yaakov Barachas went past them. Amalei Chad l'Chavi, one of them went to his friend and, tapped him on the shoulder. He says, Niku Machmed, the Gavar Chal Chitinu. Right? We should go ahead and stand up Sham Kavod because he is a person who fears sin. He is the Yer Shemaim. He's scared of the bears. The other one says, Niku Makme, we should go ahead and stand up for him. The Gavar Ba'uryanu, right? He's a big Talmud Chacham. So I understand, right? I said, I gave him a huge praise that he fears sin, right? And you gave me says, we should stand for him because he's a Talmud Chacham, which is a smaller praise. In other words, so I already gave him the biggest praise there is to be Yarei Chet, and you said he's a Talmud Chacham. So that was the discussion at this time. The Rebbe Elazar, who the Omar, the Gavar Chayil Chitinu. It makes sense that Rebbe Elazar was the one who said that he was somebody who fears sin. Why? Rabbi Yechon Mishum, Rebbe Elazar, Elon HaKadosh Baruch Hu Be'olam Ela Yiras Shemayim Bilvad. Right? HaKadosh Baruch Hu only wants in this world Yiras Shemayim Bilvad. Shnamar Zbaz says, V'yato Yisrael Ma'ashem Elokecha Shem Yimcha Ki'im Liyira. Right? Only HaKadosh Baruch Hu asks of Bnei Yisrael only to go ahead and fear him. Stephen also says, Vayomer Le'odam Hein Yiras Hashem Hi Chachma. Yiras Hashem, that is the Chachma. The Gaimer Shechem B'Lashon Yavani Karin La'achas Hein Tisayim. And also that we call it in the Greek language, they call the word one is Hein, right? Hein, like yes. In other words, this is what that the number one important thing is to go ahead and fear God. Tisayim. So then, yes, it does make sense that Rabbi Elazar was the one who said that fearing sin and fearing Hashem is the number one compliment. So Darash Rav Ula, my dechsi, what does the pasuk mean? Al tashia harbe, do not be too wicked, right? So harbe hu deloy lirisheh, ha me'ay lirisheh. What does it mean? A person should, you shouldn't be very wicked, just be a little bit of wicked, right? What does it mean? What's going on there? A person who goes ahead and has some garlic, what, he should have more garlic so his breath gets worse. In other words, just because a person does one aveira doesn't mean all is lost and you should go ahead and continue doing aveiras. Even if you go ahead and do one small aveira, then nevertheless, you should go ahead and you should not go ahead and sin more. So Darash Rav Ula, my dechsi was the pasuk mean kein chartzavos l'moisem ubriya ulam. So what does the pasuk mean, right? When it says over there that there are no ties, right? That the moisem, is by Rishaim. It says over there, right? They're not tied to their death, and the world is like is vast, right? So Amar Kodesh Baruch Hu Loidaim L'Rashaim Sheidan Mecharadim Atzuvim Yom Hamisa. It's not only the fact that the Rashai that they don't scare and they're not sad for the Yom Hamisa. They don't think about it. Ella, right? Shalibam Bari Lahem Ka'ulam. Rather, their heart is like the world is like open to them. In other words, they don't even care about the day of death and they don't care about this world. They don't care. Behind the dome, Rabbi, like Rabbi said, what does it mean? Zedaracham Kisa Lama Yaidim Rashayim. Right. And this is their way, right? They're foolish. So Yaidim Rashayim Shadarkal Misa, right? The Rashayim, they know, even though it's the day of death, and they have much fat on their loins. In other words, they know they're going to die and pay for it, but they don't care. Shema Tamar Shakahi, and maybe you'll say, oh, maybe they forgot the day of the death and they don't realize that they're going to go ahead and have to answer for all their Averas. So it says over there that even what happens in the end, they don't care. Yeah, I know I'm a Russia, but I don't care, and so God will punish me. So that was described the Rishai. Fine. Now back to the Mishnah. The Mishnah says the person who goes ahead and extinguishes a candle, right, because he wants to save the wick, he wants to save the oil, he wants to save all this. So Rabbi Yosi, come on. So now if you look at the end of the Mishnah says, right, going back to the Mishnah, so the Mishnah Daf Chav Tesam base, it said over there that all these cases, whether the person did it out of fear, to help someone who was sick or whatever it was, or to save oil, even in that case, he is pater. Rabbi Yosi, pater, b'kulan, all cases, chutz min apsila shu oiseh, except for the case of he does it for the purpose of the wick, right? Because he's making like charcoal, and that is the purpose of his extinguishing. So it's basically for malacha shetzricha legufa, and that's why it's chayiv. Only in that case you're chayiv. So the Gemara wants to know. So Rabbi Yosi, command svile. Who's Rabbi Yosi hold like? Rabbi Yehuda. If he holds like Rabbi Yehuda, who holds malacha shein tzricha legufa, is still chayiv. Even if he's extinguishing it, if he's put out the fire for the purpose of saving oil, he should also be chayiv. Rabbi Shimon severely, and if he holds like Rabbi Shimon psila, now if he holds like Rabbi Shimon, who holds in all cases of malacha shein tzricha legufa, now he's putting out the fire, so he should be pater. Samulo liyolim Rabbi Yehuda holds like Rabbi Yehuda severely. The ksav Rabbi Yosi, however, Rabbi Yosi holds that seiser al manas leave nice b'mekaymo havi seiser, that which we say you extinguish something for the purpose of, right, for rekindling, or if you break something, right? Seiser is one of the malachos, right? But you only break, but normally when you break something, it's destructive. So if something is destructive, that's not considered lagufa. But if you destroy something for the purposes of rebuilding, then that potentially is a malacha that you can be chai for. However, that rebuilding can only be b'mkaimo, in that same place. So in other words, I have to break this in this place in order to rebuild in this place. That's the malacha of stira. So over here, right? So Rabbi Yosi holds the seis amanas leave noise. So go ahead to break something on a condition to rebuild b'mkaimo, only in its place have seiser. Amanas leave noise, shloim kaimo lo have seiser. But to go ahead and do it not amanas leave kaimo, that is not considered seiser. So therefore, if I go ahead and I save oil, right, to use the oil somewhere else, therefore I'm not chayiv for that. But if I go ahead and I singe this wick, and I put out this wick, so later on it will go ahead and burn properly, then that would be considered to be something which would be a malach and be chayiv. And Amarle Rabba Michti, so come malachas yafinu l'hum mishkan. I understand. We learn all the malachas from the Mishkan, right? V'hasam say seven asliv nice shalom and kaimahu. And over there, whenever they took apart the Mishkan, it was for the purposes of carrying it and then rebuilding it somewhere else. So it was never bim kaima. So where do you have this halacha of seis al asliv nice? So bim kaima. So Amarle, no, shani hasa over there was different. The pasuk says al pi Hashem yachanu. Since it says over there, basically by the word of Hashem, you go ahead and camp. So therefore, wherever they went, that was like the same place because the whole time they were, relying on a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Rabbi Yochanan Omar, Rabbi Shimon. Rabbi Yochanan says, no, really like Rabbi Shimon. Over here, why is the difference in terms of the wick? That the wick you're chai for, but other the cases for the oil or anything else you're pater. Kedama Rav Hamnuna, Vitema Rav Ada Barava. Over here, it was lit with the purposes of singeing it in order to make it a better wick to use later on. Even in this case, Rabbi Shimon would agree in such a case, you'd be chayiv. Why? Because it's not a case necessarily of mechabe, it's a case of masakin mana, of making a kli. So he's making a wick. How do you make a wick? By singeing the wick first, right? That's why many people have the minhag to go ahead and light the wicks before Shabbos in order, and then you blow them or extinguish them in order that they burn properly and nicely on Shabbos. So you're being misakin mana. So over here, it's a malacha of misakin mana according to Rabbi Shimon, and therefore, right, that's the reason according to Rabbi Shimon. So in other words, it was burnt for the purposes of it becoming a wick, and then they put it out. And Amarava Dikanami, you also infer from him. Diktani says of Shehu Oisepechem, because he's making a charcoal, right? He's making it, and because the whole avoda, the whole purpose of it was to make it. Like Tani doesn't say Mipnei Shinasis Pechem. Over there, it doesn't say because he was making it a pechem. No, it was because his whole intentions were to making it a pechem. So therefore, Shema Mina, indeed, yes, it was Rabbi Shimon was Rabbi Yossi was in the opinion of Rabbi Shimon in our Mishnah. Fine.
Rabbi, before an ayah Mishnah, the reason for singeing the wicks ahead of time was for two reasons, right? Number one, so we don't come to on Shabbos fix it because they wanted a perfect wick to start with, right?
Okay.
Otherwise, they would maybe come to touch it, so it was a safeguard. But number two, because the old wicks, it was a baguette or whatever, it didn't burn really properly until you singed it, right?
Right. So 100% of what you're saying is true because in order for it to burn properly, they really should burn it before. And so that in this case, when the guy said when Rabbi Yossi said you're chai for this case, right? Rabbi Yossi said you're chai in this case because you're making a wick. In other words, because he was maybe going to use the wick another time. He was singeing it. He was burning it exactly like you said, because for the reason of using it another time as a full-fledged wick.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
Okay. Mishnah.
Mishnah says we're going to keep going. Who's running off? John, you got to go. What is that? Oh, okay, fine. So I'm going to try and do a half hour. So we'll go fast. For 3 averos, a woman dies during the time of childbirth. Or if a woman is not careful by nida, the challah, she's not careful if she has the proper amount of dough that she's making, and she's not mafresh challah. And also lighting the Shabbos candles. If a woman's not careful, God forbid, with these, then perhaps chas shalom she could be in grave danger when it comes to childbirth. So nida, zok the Gemara. So nida, my time. Rabbi Yitzchak kilkala bechadre bitna leficha tilkala bechadre bitna. Right. So nida, why? Because she wasn't careful with her room, wasn't careful with her dam nida. So therefore, she'll be brought down, through her room, through the dangers of childbirth. So the Gemara says, Tinach, Nida, Chala v'Nagas Mai, Igla Meimer. Okay, it makes sense maybe for Nida, but what about Chala and Nagas and what does that have to do with childbirth? So Kedar Shahugi Loy Alei Derav. So like that, one from the Galil, a certain person from the Galil, he darsha for Rav Chisa, Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Reviz Dam Nasati Lechem, Aliskei Dam Hizarti Lechem. In other words, I gave you a revis, a blood, right, in your body for you to give. So therefore, so for those matters with blood, so, that life was given to you. So life can be taken from you on matters of blood, i.e., if you're not careful about matters of blood, i.e., dam nida. And then it says, and Reishis Karasi Eschem, and I called you guys Reishis B'nai Yisrael. Aliske Reishis Hizarti Leschem. Right? In other words, I called you, right, Reishis, and B'nai Yisrael, you called them Reishis. So too, Chala is called Reishis. Right, so therefore you're warned by Rashis, and if you're not careful with Rashis, then it'll be taken from you. And also in the Neshama Shazad V'Chem Korean there, the Neshama I gave you is called a candle. So he's getting there, he's Artiaskam. So too you should be careful by matters of the candle. So Imatem Mikaimi Maisa Mutav, if you guys are careful with him, good. Beam Lav or not, Haridi Naita Mishvasecha, and I'll take in a Shamas. Umay Shama Shas Leidasan. So why is it Dafka during the time of childbirth? Samarabba. So now we have a couple of different Amoros basically say the same concept, but it says Rabba, right? When an ox falls, so that's when you sharpen the knife. In other words, during a time of danger, right, i.e., like childbirth, that is a time when you sharpen. When the Malcham Abbas, right, sharpens the knife. And Abai Omar Tafish Tira Memasa Bechad Michtra. So he says over there that even though a person go ahead and made an amsa, right, and make him go ahead and do more bad, you can just hit her down one time, and all these bad things can be taken down during a time of danger. And Rav Chizah Omar Shavkel L'Rea the Menafshe Nafil, right? So Rav Chizah says that like a person who's right, you leave don't touch a drunk and else he'll fall on his own. In other words, really that during the time of childbirth, right, a person should really die, right? A person is in grave danger, and only through the act of miracles is she, does she remain alive. So too that without the miracles of life, she can go ahead and kill herself. So he says when the shepherd is a chiger and he's a lame, he can't move, and all the sheep are running around. Right? So in other words, they are running around, but it's really the gate. The gate is in charge. In other words, even though the person is crippled, nevertheless, that it's the gate is the one watching, and therefore you need the gate to do it, and therefore so too you need a Kodesh Baruch Hu to go ahead and save a woman during childbirth. And Rav Papa Amar Ivev Chanusa Nafishi Achi Merachmi. So he says when the gate of a chanvani, of a storefront, then you have many people. Times of good, you have your brothers, you have your friends. About bizyoni, but during times of bizyoni, but during difficult times, lo yachi v'lo merachmi, right? But during difficult times, then you don't have friends and you don't have rachmi. Now, the gavri. So that was all by a woman. So what up, men? The gavri heicha mivtiki. When are they checked? Right? When is there checks and balances? The time of the crossing a bridge, which is dangerous. I gesher v'sulo, right? Only a bridge. So ema kein gesher, just like a gesher. Any time a person is sakana in a dangerous situation, that's when they are checked. And Rav lo yaver b'mavra the yasi ve'akum. So Rabbi said, I go ahead and cross on a bridge at the same time as an akum. There's a guy. Why? Amar dilma mifka le dino alea. Right? Umasavina b'hadei. Right? Because perhaps he's supposed to die because he did something wrong and he's on the bridge and I don't want to go down with him. And Shmuel lo yaver el b'mavra dis le'akum. And Shmuel used to only go on the bridge with an akum. Why is that? Amar satana betray ume lo yishot. In other words, the son he doesn't deal with two nations, either Jews or non-Jews. So if he's going to go ahead and die, he's not going to go ahead and be allowed to go ahead and take his life while I'm on the bridge, and therefore I'll go make sure he's there. Rabbi used to go ahead and check the bridge, make sure it was strong and safe before you go ahead and cross. And Rabbi went a person should not go ahead and put himself in a dangerous situation and say, oh, a miracle happened to me. Shema ein aisin lo nes. Perhaps nes will not occur for him. And if he does, go ahead and challenge it, and he does have the miracle that saves him, so it takes away from his different merits. And Amar Vichani Mike what's it says, it says over there, by Yaakov Avinu, he was scared that perhaps, and he was saved, right? And he didn't have him in his chusim, that perhaps, Esav, that they will go ahead and get him. And he says, that some of his merits that he was saved, reduced his protection. And Rabbi Yomi the Shusa lo yinafik lebein adikla, and Rabbi used to not go out in very windy days, right? Because he would not go between the trees because of sakana. Perhaps some of the trees can blow over and fall on him and kill him, so he wouldn't put himself in a dangerous situation. And Rabbi Yitzchak Rabbi Yehuda li olam yivakish adam rachim shelo yichla, right? This is I was learning it today. Is literally talking about today. So Rabbi Yitzchak Rabbi Yehuda li yivakish adam rachim shelo yichla. A person should always yivakish rachim, and they should not get sick. Because once you get sick, then you need to bring merits. In other words, once you put yourself in a situation when you're sick, then you need help to become pater. Now, if you're not sick yet, then you don't need as many zechusim. But once you're sick, then you have to go ahead and have additional. And Al Marukfa Micro, what's the pasuk? It says Kifol Hanoifel Mimenu. It says over here when it's referring to a person should go ahead and build a fence around his roof, a makkah. So it says over there Kiyipo Hanoifel. When it falls Hanoifel Mimenu. From him, from him. In other words, a person is falling. In order to avoid falling, once you're ready in the predicament of falling, then you have to go ahead and bring proof why you shouldn't, be harmed. And Tana the Baby Shmuel, it says there when the person fell mimenu, so right? Really, this person was destined to fall from the time of creation. Right? He didn't call v'akasav karei neifel. The pasuk called it hanoifel. It says when the fallen is falling, ki yipo hanoifel. Right? When a fallen person will fall. Well, he's not fallen yet, right? He's only fallen after he falls. So what does it mean? A person's fallen is, i.e., it must be the person was destined to fall, right? That he was a neifel from the time of Bereshis. Ella, in other words, that only happened, it wasn't really supposed to happen. Who said it was supposed to be your house? But rather, since it happened in your house, right? So therefore, it was something that bad occurred to you. So therefore, that the zechusim happened to people who are zakai, and chayva, and the person has to go ahead and not put himself in a predicament where he could be that chayv. And Taner Rabbanan Misha Chalav Anata Lamos, right? A person who's very sick, and he's going to die, they should say that do vidui. Whoever is dying should go ahead and do vidui, right? And should say vidui confessions and misvadim adam yisel shuk. Havidaima be'enav kemi shenimsar l'sert. A person goes out in the shuk. He should have in his mind as if he's going out and he's handed over to the officers, right? Chash be'enav. A person has chash b'rosh. He has a headache. It's like a person is in chains. In other words, a person, once he gets sick, he's in sakana, right? So a person v'nafel, right? A person is in bed, he can't get up. He's better and he can't get out of bed. He has this flu. Right? It's like a person is going to din. As a person is going to din, if he's sick in bed, that's now all of a sudden his time in din. If whoever goes to, the person who falls down and he's bedridden, as if he's up on he's up to be judged. If he has good praklitin, if he has those advocates on his behalf, then he'll be saved. But if not, ain't a nitzel. What is that? Good advocate? Shel Adam. Tshuva u'maisim tovim. A person needs tshuva maisim tovim. A person has to do tshuva. That will help advocate for him, and also maisim tovim. Afilu tisha meyos v'tishim gets better though, because now it's depressing and scary. It says v'afilu tisha meyos v'tishim malamdim alav chayva. Even if 999 litigants are against him, 999 to say chayiv, the echem malami the zchus, and one can find him a zchus, nitzal, he will save. Shnamar pasuk says, Im yeshalav malach melitz echad. If he has one melitz, one person to speak out for him, then it will save him. Amani says echamina el, if even one from even one melitz from 1,000, lahagil adam yishu v'yichanu v'yomer pedinu miradas shachas. It says over there, even one for 1,000 is also good. All right, because it says that he will be redeemed and it will be saved even from one from 1,000. And Rabbi Eliezer, Benoisha, Rabbi Yosef, says, Afilu Tisha, very similar thought. Afilu Tisha meos v'tisha v'tisha, even 999, B'yosef malach l'chayv, although Malachim say l'chayv, v'achal l'zchus, and one says l'zchus, Nitzal is saved. Shinamar the pasuk says, Me'litzach amineyav, even one from 1,000 will go ahead and save him. So he needs that l'zchus. And Tanar Rabbanan al Shalish Averis Nashim Ezos Yoldos. And Rabbi Elazar, Nashim Meitos Yoladas. Now, as the first opinion holds, like I says, that for 3 averas, a woman dies in childbirth. And Rabbi Elazar says, no, women die in their youth, when they're young, Yoladas, when they're young. There's a Re'achem Be'avon Shemichavsas Tzas B'nei B'Shabbos, because they used to go ahead and I guess clean their linens and clean their cloth diapers, right, from feces on Shabbos. So from that avera and the Yeshem, some say al shekayin la'aron hakodesh. They used to call the aron hakodesh arona. They just call it like a chest, right? They call it a chest, and then got the proper cover to aron hakodesh. And Taner Shabbat ben Elazar Omer be'aban shnei dvarim ami artzos meisim. For 2 different averas, and they die. Ashikar l'Aron hakodesh arna, because they call the Aron hakodesh an arna, right, a chest, right, or a cabinet. Ashikar l'Beis HaKnesses Beis Am, and also they used to call the Beis HaKnesses like a Beis Am. I don't know if a congregation is the exact type, but a gathering place, a gathering hall. It's not a gathering hall; it's a Beis Medrash, it's a Beis HaKnesses. And Tanya Rabbi Yosi Amir Shlosha Bitke. Badke Misa Nivro. Beisha, there are 3 things that basically check for, a woman for death. In other words, those 3 averas basically do a check for him. Some say Shleisha Davke Misas, and other people say there are 3 things that cling to her for death. So Nida v'chalav v'lagas aner. What does this mean? So Nida chalav v'lagas aner. Chadek Rabbi Elazar. One's like Rabbi Elazar who holds that. In other words, it clings to her. In other words, that a woman will die in her youth, right? Not necessarily just childbirth, but in her youth. If she does these averas, then that will stick with her and she'll die at an early age. V'chadek Rabban, and the other was like the Rabban in our Mishnah who says no, that these things cause death. In other words, and therefore it's time during the childbirth. And we'll stop over here. Everyone have a wonderful day and stay safe. Got it.